For this is the message that we heard from the beginning, that we should love one another. And of course, Jesus fully modeled this for us.
So he's going to show us, how do you actually exercise that agency in a way that will help you grow up in the, not just the light, but now also the love of God. Look at verse 17. Whoso hath this world's good, and seeth his brother have need, and shutteth up his bowels of compassion from him, how dwelleth the love of God in him? So he's making this comparison. God, who has all things, this abundance of all things in his hand, and he gives them to his children, those of us who have so much less. And now he's comparing it to us in an earthly perspective, some who have so much, and if they shut up those possessions and don't give them out, how dwelleth the love of God in him? We're not becoming more like God if we turn our arrows inward. What can I get? What can I benefit from in this world, or from this relationship, or from this church, or from this organization, whatever it may be? We pull these things in. Look at verse 18. My little children, let us not love in word, neither in tongue, but in deed and in truth. Joseph Smith made a small adjustment in verse 18, neither in tongue only. So it's not just, oh, we're going to talk nice about this, but he says, but in deed and in truth. Look at this fun little play on words in verse 17 and 18. In 17, you get the need listed. Somebody is lacking in something that you have in abundance. Well, then you jump down to verse 18, and he uses this word, in deed and in truth. So how do we fill the need? Through good deeds, through the giving of ourselves. It's not just giving money. It's not just giving food. Those are important, and we need to keep doing those. But it's in giving of our very life. And you'll notice, if you want your love to increase for somebody, probably the worst thing you can do is to withhold your life-giving substance and all of these things that God has blessed you with. That would not help your love increase. If you want love to increase, you generally sacrifice for people. The greater the sacrifice, the greater your capacity to love that person becomes. You look at Jesus Christ as the perfect example. He sacrificed everything at infinite levels. And how much does he love us? Infinitely. So if you're really struggling with somebody in a relationship, instead of focusing on what that person's doing poorly or doing inappropriately or how they're hurting you, what if you prayed and asked God to inspire you in ways that you could serve indeed that person and sacrifice things for them? Watch what happens to your capacity to now love that person. What happens to that capacity? And how do you now see them? As you serve them, you're going to tap into more of what God feels for that person as well, which is love. And he wants to fill that person, just like you, with light.